Hey guys, it's what is it? It's the 18th. It's Saturday. Um, we had open house today at the house. Started at 1. I left at 3. Or I'm sorry, it started at 1. I left at 12:30 around there, and it was a 3-hour ordeal. They left at 3:30, and just from what I could see, big crowd coming in to look at the house and make a purchase here. Um, I'm sad. I'm sad. Um, I don't want to sell this house. I don't want to sell this house, but I kind of got forced into it. You know, I'm tired. I'm pretty tired. It's been a unusually long day for me. Um, I didn't get to take my midday nap, and because everybody was in the house, so checking out the house. Fortunately, I got paranoid toward the toward 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 the end of the open house because I'm like, oh shit, I left out my camera, I left out this, that, the other. I left out the vinyls. Would they take the vinyls on me? Fortunately, nothing was taken. So I'm relieved that nobody took anything. Um, you know, uh, I guess, there were two agents, real estate agents checking out the house. So, you know, um, it was crazy. I had to return back to the house around 3:30, and I'm pretty sure I saw an FBI vehicle. Yeah. Anyway, um, the open house ended at 3:30, and um, did some more uploading of photos now that internet is back up here. I was down yesterday because of outages in the area. Um, yeah. What else went on today? Um, ooh, sorry. Couple of quick chats with friends, just to check in. I had 3 hours to blow, so I ended up parking in a church parking lot to wait, um, and just chilled out. Pretty much, I had lunch and at a diner and kind of just I'm not looking forward to moving. Um, there's a lot of stuff that needs to go with me, and not all of it can go into a new apartment. So I'm gonna have to get a storage unit, I think. And I really don't want to stick my stuff in storage. It's another expense. If something should happen to me and I'm unable to pay the bill, well, then it becomes theirs. A lot of frustrations with this, and I get that my brother wants the money and wants to get away from me, as he says. I need to get away from you. No, you. I need to get away from you. This has nothing to even do with money, but it does. It really does. To be honest, I don't think the whatever the house sells out at, it's not going to last me more than a couple of years. Maybe 3 or 4 years before things bottom out again. I don't know with certainty what's gonna happen, but I was thinking about investing it. Rent out an apartment for a year, invest it, and see if I can make some money back in the market by next year or the year after. Um, with COVID. we don't know if they're going to quarantine again. And what did that do to the economy last time? It crushed it. So with that unpredictability, um, it's probably not a good idea to jump back in the market, and especially with inflation and the way people are treating the market, as a bear market. Um, not it's not a good, unless you have money to blow, it's probably not a good idea to jump back in right now. I don't think we've hit rock bottom. Nasdaq 9,000, guys. Nasdaq 9,000 back to pre 2000. I think it was Nasdaq 9,000. Um, yeah, I'm waiting for the Toro stock to the IPO to release. Um, I want to put some money in. I want to put some money in and make some back on Toro. Um, Hell yeah, I'd short sell. If there were a big enough gain, I'd short sell. Fuck it, fuck it. Because what I've learned is that you have to be somewhat decisive in the market. You have to be somewhat decisive. Um, I like holding long, but sometimes you have to be decisive. Um, Especially with these meme stocks when they get pumped. You have to be decisive. You have to be like, oh well, there's a 200% gain. I need to pull out now because that's 200% gain. I'm gaining 200% on the original share price. It's not going to get any better than that. And even if it does, this is where I draw the line for me. Other than that, it's just greed. You know, I'm not going to say that I've had good luck and bad luck. Um, I don't follow equations and stuff like that. I don't do that in my calculation. I do the I tend to get a hunch, a gut feeling, or there's a thought process involved with the stock. So if I know the company, or if the timeline memory management system pre-informs me about it, I will invest in it. Now that's not always the case where the management system will tell me. I'll look at a company and I'll say, I know these guys. I know what they've done before. I know what they can do, and I know what I want them to do, and they're going to make a lot of money. So I'm going to put my 2 cents in here and buy in. Um, that philosophy, the like knowing the company well, hasn't always paid off. Hasn't always paid off too well. Um, in fact, this year I've lost 6K. I've lost 6K. Um, Dumb moves aside, you know, um, I thought there was going to be a recovery, to be honest, but now we've got this war in Ukraine, and it's eating away the economy. It's all the money that could be going to stimulus checks is getting pumped into Ukrainian aid. Um, yeah, so that's sad. Uh, the market was pretty much down this week. Um, I'm watching on the sidelines now because everything got sold. Everything got sold because I'm at wit's end really. We're pretty close to it. Um, when the house gets sold, it's gonna be a different story. Although my friends telling me like, dude, don't put your money in stocks. Don't do it. Don't put your money back in the stock market. Um, but I've got a hunch that Discord IPO and that Reddit IPO when they launch will go. They'll fly. They'll fly. It might take a while. It might take a month, maybe 2 months, maybe a little bit longer, but they'll fly. Um, I don't know. I know they're putting restrictions on margin calls and stuff for like Robinhood. Um, I don't use Robinhood. I've been an E-Trade user for years, since 2005 when I bought a small amount of AMD, small amount of Nanophase. Uh, it sucks. I had a couple of hundred shares of Nanophase, and I wish I held on to it. It took years for that stock to mature. It took about 20 years for that stock to mature. And, some of my E Trade brokerage history from my original account is gone. I don't know if it's even archived anywhere in the E Trade thing, but it's gone. It's gone. As far as I know, there's no way I can look at it. Uh, But I'm super, super tired here, so I'm probably gonna wrap this up and take a nap here. It's about wait a minute, that can't be right. Oh yeah, it's about 7 o'clock, 7:10. Um, so it's been a fairly active day, and a lot of moving around and avoiding the house, just not being comfortable with this whole idea of selling the house. Um, I'm really sad. I'm just really sad that the place I grew up in for 25 years is basically being sold off. It's being sold off, and this mahogany bed I built may just end up going with it. You know, the problem with this bed is that I over assembled it. I glued it, I bolted it, and I screwed it. So this thing is tight. You can jump on this thing as with like 4 or 5 people, and it will not break. This bed will not break. It's completely stable. Um, at least, at least I like to think that. I know I've jumped on it, and it doesn't get unstable, but 5 people might be pushing it. Because you're talking about almost 1,000 pounds, so depending on various weights and stuff. But we should test that out at some point. I wish we could test it out at some point, but so to disassemble this bed that